First of all, let me say good evening to everyone this evening, particularly on the eve of Christmas, okay? First and foremost, it saddens me to stand here today because of what I deem to be baseless allegations against my high school. It appeared in the New Haven Register today, in the New Haven Independent today, and I've never been anyone who's ever known me, news media, public has known that I've always lived my life in the bubble, and I've always been transparent. So today, I see no reason to change that. So I want to be as transparent. I don't want to leave any cloud, any room for guessing of any sort. I want to go right to the issue. I'm not going to wait for an investigation. We're going to go right to it now. I've done my own investigation, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I have found, okay? First and foremost, I want to paint the picture here. I want to make it clear as to exactly what's going on here. First piece I need everyone to understand is that Hill House High School, the school I inherited, is a school that is the bottom 5% when it comes to, thank you, is in the bottom 5% in CAP scores, okay? I didn't create the problem, I inherited that problem, but certainly I'm up to the challenge of fixing the problem. Also, we have a large number of students who have dropped out over a 4-year period, the cohort. That's another challenge. And the third challenge, obviously, is making sure that every student is prepared to go to college. These were the things that I was charged with from the mayor and the superintendent upon my being given the job as the principal of James Hawes High School, which I accepted with no problem. Going into the school, I understood that there was going to be a lot of things that needed to be changed. And the first thing that needed to be changed was the adult actions in the building. Without adult actions being changed, nothing can be changed. And certainly, I walked in with that understanding, and I began the process of challenging each and every one of the staff members at James Hawes High School to be better, to go from good to great, which was a very tough job and which continues to be a very tough job, considering the fact that prior to my arrival, a lot of staff members enjoyed a certain comfort level. And unfortunately, our kids stayed in the bottom 5% during this comfort level. One administrator in particular has challenged me on a number of occasions because of my challenge of that administrator to be better for kids. The administrator has been brought in to my office on a number of occasions, tried to help that administrator be a better administrator, to help children, and unfortunately, that administrator has now chosen to take retaliatory action against me, against Hill House, against our school, because of these challenges. So instead of changing for kids, they chose to take retaliatory action. During my investigation of these allegations made by this administrator, I looked at the information, and given the information that I have in regards to what the allegations are, these allegations are unfounded and they are baseless. What's really concerning to me and what really bothers me tonight is that I'm here to answer on behalf of my school to these baseless and unfounded allegations. But it comes at a time which is 2 days before Christmas. So I'm here tonight, away from my family, to answer to these unfounded and baseless allegations on behalf of my school. Now, I don't know if there's ever been a board meeting held 2 nights before Christmas. This seems unprecedented to me. Also, I can think of worse things that administrators have been accused of, schools have been accused of, that have never warranted an emergency board meeting. So, right away I'm concerned about why we would have a board meeting 2 nights before Christmas, an emergency board meeting to discuss, once again, unfounded and baseless allegations. Now, this year alone, I dealt with the murder of one of my students. I don't recall having an emergency board meeting to address that issue. But I'm here tonight addressing, once again, baseless and unfounded allegations. So let's connect the dots here, if we will. Let's, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there with common sense that can figure this out, okay? I'm holding in my hands, first and foremost, what this is about, okay? I'm holding this right now. The student's name has been removed because I have to protect the privacy of my students. This administrator chose to use this as a way to be retaliatory towards me. So, here's an old transcript which I will make available to all news media so they can clearly see what's happening here. Okay? Please.
May I ask if the administrator's name appears on that document?
So once again, the student's name has been redacted.
Excuse me, does the administrator's name appear on that?
No, it does
document?
not. No one's name appears anywhere on this, okay, other than grades. There's no names of anything, of any sort, okay? It's very clear about that. But I will make this available to anyone who would like a copy of it. So, I have a student who didn't fail, but a student who received a low mark on an English class, in their freshman year. The student chose to take the course over the summer to improve their grade, okay? The course number that was given for the course taken over the summer was incorrect. It was incorrect. It had summer school. It did not reflect the weight of the class that was taken. The class that was taken was a college English 1 course. The transcript prior to the change did not reflect that. It said summer school, simply summer school English, which did not give the student credit for what the class that the student actually took. The person who made the change, who works at James Hawes High School, who after my investigation, I was able to locate this person, because in 10X, any changes, by the way, I need to say this, any changes that are made can be very easily traced, any grade changes, because under the 10X system, this person must put their name and their code into the 10X system for any changes to take place. Okay? So if at any time there was going to be an investigation, if there was concern, it could have very easily been traced. But there's something at work here tonight. I'm not finished. I'm going to explain that in a minute. So please bear with me. So let's stick to this point first and foremost. The change that took place simply was a course number change to reflect that the course was actually an English college level course. You will clearly see the difference in the 2 changes here. Okay, and I will have this available for all news media and anyone else after this is over. Now, let's get to why we're really here tonight. Let's talk about that. Okay, this is the part. Okay, thank you. I've been advised by my attorney, Attorney Michael Jefferson, to make sure that I make the point very clearly understood. That once again, for news media, for the board, for anyone and all public that is here tonight, to really clearly understand that first and foremost, I investigated this after learning about it, okay? in investigating this, I have found that it was simply a course number change. There was no grade change that took place. It was a course number change. The administrator in question chose to use this as a way of being retaliatory towards myself, towards the school, and unfortunately, the only people who've been hurt in this process are my students and my hardworking teachers. And I'm very, very upset about that tonight, to have to stand here before you and to discuss this. So, why are we here tonight then? Why are we having an emergency board meeting, not about my students who've been, one of my students at least who was murdered, not with administrators who've been who've been accused of doing far worse. Why are we having this meeting tonight? It's very simple. The administrator in question is a personal friend of one of our board members. And this board member who chose to have this meeting tonight and who pushes the buttons to make sure things happen, okay? And I am talking about none other than Mayor John DeStefano. Now, let me explain why, because you're probably saying right now, how could Mayor DeStefano have anything to do with anything like this? Well, let me explain. The individual in question, the administrator in question, approached the mayor about this issue, looking for support, because this person has supported the mayor for a number of years. And this person probably, maybe was convincing, but maybe didn't need to be too convincing. Mayor DeStefano saw an opportunity to make this a public issue tonight, okay? Why would Mayor DeStefano want to make this a public issue tonight? Why would he want to put a dark cloud over James Hall's High School and the principal, Kermit, Carolina in particular? Well, goes back to September. In September, Mayor DeStefano had one of his representatives from City Hall contact me as the principal of James Hall's High School to take a picture with him for his re-election campaign. I respectfully declined, because I understood that the work that I really had to do was that of changing James Hall's High School from being in the bottom 5%. And I made it clear to the person who approached me that that was my focus, to remain focused on James Hall's High School. I would not engage in politics. I was an educator, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to remain an educator, and I did not want to get involved in the political process. However, it's no secret that my personal friends, Attorney Michael Jefferson, who I've known for a number of years, Gary Highsmith, principal at Hampton High School, they chose to involve themselves in the political process, and in fact supported Jeffrey Karikas for mayor. And they came out publicly in support of Mr. Karikas. When they had their press conference at front of Lincoln Bassett School, it was Mayor DeStefano. After the press conference, I received a phone call in which I was questioned by one of his staff members. The question was I at the press conference? And in fact, after I responded I was not, he turned and said, well, you were there. You were there, and the mayor believes you were there. And despite my constant I constantly tried to convince the person that I was not involved in politics, and in fact, I spoke to the mayor personally on the phone following a debate in which I told the mayor, and he can recall this, I explained it to him. I did not have any intentions of being involved in the political process, and I wanted to remain focused on education at James Hall's High School. Wasn't enough. So, things heated up during the race. The mayor chose to send me a personal letter from his office, which I am holding, which I will make available to the press. Clearly has his signature, has his letterhead from his office, for anybody who'd like to see it. And the letter, in essence, says, Kermit, you were there. You were there. Now, my mother didn't raise any punks. Be clear about that. She didn't raise any punks. I don't take to intimidation. I didn't respond. I simply maintained my focus on Hill House and the task at hand. And the mayor being vindictive, as he has proven time and time again to countless people, tonight chose to have this hearing tonight. Now, I heard Dr. Mayo say he had this hearing tonight. But guess what? If the mayor wasn't behind us, if he was not at the core of making this meeting take place tonight, he certainly could have stopped it. Because he certainly understood the damage that it would do to James Hawes High School, the staff, students, and parents who worked extremely hard at your behest, at his behest, to change what's going on there and to fight to get out of the bottom, out of the basement, from the bottom 5%. And it's sad tonight, that we are here under this dark cloud, and I really don't. These are baseless charges. I'll say that again, it is unfounded. I brought everything forward that needed to be brought forward based on my investigation. I'm saddened, and it's just, if you see it on me, I'm saddened that I'm here 2 nights before Christmas. And I have not done any shopping because I've spent my time at James Hawes High School attempting to do what's best for the kids at James Hawes High School, and to have to spend another night when I could be out doing something for my kids tonight, getting ready for Christmas. I'm here dealing with unfounded and baseless allegations. At this time, if there are any questions, I'm willing to entertain any questions in regards to this matter at this time.
So, Mr. Carolina, I would like to make a statement. I just think, the part about making it so public, issue, and